true southern way, the way people make locally, local people. And I truly love, my kids love as a snack. It's such a easy recipe. It takes no time to whip up, and you don't need any mixer or anything, just quality of ingredients, because each ingredient speak about themselves. It's pretty simple. Let's talk about ingredients. First of all, we have to have corn, and happens I love yellow corn. You can truly use white corn, it's up to you. Flavor won't change, but the color will, the look will. And I like to grind my own corn because I'm buying organic, and I will link below which corn I'm choosing for. This corn wonderful because I make popcorn sometimes from the same corn, and sometimes if I want to make grits, it will be the same. And you will be surprised how delicious and smell fresh stone ground corn meal versus when you buy it in a bag and it's sitting shelves who knows how many months. So I grind myself, but I'm sure you can find in good quality organic ground, stone ground. It's important. Another ingredient, since it's not gluten free, it contains a little bit of all-purpose flour. I'm sorry, so I will add all-purpose flour. Kefir, if you don't have kefir, use buttermilk, and in South, that's #1 ingredient for fried chicken, for everything pretty much. They use buttermilk, but in my household, we're using kefir for everything. And I will link below, probably said it a million times through my blog, how to make kefir and what to do with it. I love it, and has a ton of health benefits. Eggs, salt, baking powder, and baking soda. And talking about baking powder, if you can find aluminum free, which is sometimes can be an issue, I will also in description below in my blog, please visit my blog, explain how to make your own aluminum free baking powder. It's simple, easy, I promise. And another, it's totally options, and some people, especially older generations, they don't like in South sweet cornbread, versus up north it's the only way to go. Sometimes even they add molasses, but I like to add not a lot, so it's not cakey, sweet, kind of dessert. This just has tiny bit of sweetness just to balance the flavor, and stone ground corn, it's complement nicely. So it's hearty bread, it's delicious. You can use for stuffing, like to stuff your turkey or any other ways you can use this bread. So let's begin. Flour, all-purpose, salt, baking powder, baking soda, and whisk. 3 cups of cornbread, cornmeal. Whisk it up and set aside. And for the wet ingredients, 2 eggs and 1/3 of cup honey. Honey or maple syrup. And kefir. Now just whisk. Super simple. We're making basic plain cornbread, but obviously you can add so many flavor, like peppers, jalapeno peppers, cheese. Sometimes I like to add some blueberries, strawberries, even apples. So many things you can chop it up and add. And this wouldn't be real true southern bread, cornbread, if we didn't use skillet. You can use any pan you like, but I hardly recommend skillet. And I preheat it like 20-30 minutes in the oven with some kind of grease. You can use butter, and I like butter will turn to nice and brown. It gives nutty flavor, it's delicious. But today I'm using bacon. Bacon is what more commonly used in South, and I like the bacon flavor, but if you want vegetarian, please skip on this and use butter. About 1/4 cup, no less than that. Be generous. It's delicious. 30 minutes later, look at this, how beautiful, irresistible, smells so good, cornbread. As much as you won't eat right away, I recommend wait at least 5 minutes. When it's warm, it's delicious, but just 5 minutes just to settle, and the bacon smells so good. Make me hungry. So soft. To taste, obviously. Look how beautiful, almost like a cake, but it's a bread, very hearty bread, very moist. Those kefir did fantastic job to provide moisture. Oh my gosh, really good. I think that's the only recipe you need for cornbread. And please, don't skip on bacon. Oh my gosh, crunchy interior, soft, slightly sweet, not really sweet. Has tiny touch of sweetness, and stone ground corn is make whole different. So if you purchase and not grind yourself, make sure it's stone ground. And I hope you give it a try, this recipe soon. Hello everyone, this is Ina with Innichkachef and welcome to my kitchen. Look, today I have a guest, my dear friend Tracy, and she's going to make for us one of her specialty. It's a llama bean. It's creamy, it's delicious, and I can eat entire bowl. Yummy. So today we're going to make this bowl of llama beans and serve with rice as complete meal. And Tracy going to show all tricks and all her tries and over the years.
Tricks and tips.
Yep. Over the years she perfects this recipe. And this recipe absolutely delicious. In our church, everyone loves this. And it's vegan, so plant-based, I should say. So if you have friends or if you are following that diet, it's really delicious, yummy. And most important, it's quick. It's very quick, and she will show what she's using. She's mother, by the way, of 6 children. She doesn't have time of cooking like I do for the most time. So she will show you how to do fast, quick, delicious, and most important, nutritious meal. Let's do it. Talk us please about ingredients. I know some secrets. You have some secrets.
I do. What makes this recipe work is, number one, using a generous amount of healthy oil. A lot of the recipes I see out there have no fat in them.
Yeah,
Second,
right.
you use that oil to bloom the spices and seasonings. That brings out the flavor.
For sure. Because most spices, like we're going to use cumin, I already see that, it's a fat soluble spice. So to get the best benefits of spice and the best aroma, you need to infuse in an oil, right?
Bloom the spices with nice cool heat, and then cooking until creamy, 10 to 20 minutes at the end, because when you first take it off the bean cycle, it'll be brothy. So you have to cook it down some more to get it creamy.
And the instant pot, that's the way to go, right? It's probably your favorite too, right?
One of my favorites.
What other ingredients that make speed up and make quicker?
These are lifesavers for me. Usually one of the 2 brands I get are Pick Sweet Farms or Mackenzie.
Tell us please where we can find those ingredients.
I usually get them at Walmart. You can get them
In
at
freezer.
Publix in the freezer section, yes.
In the freezer section, so it's nothing secret. And I already posted 2 years ago salad on my blog where I use the same llama beans. I absolutely love it. In farmers market in the season you can find them fresh, but most likely for most people for busy people, freezer department in
Well, you can also
grocery.
cook from dry, but if you're going to soak them, you have to remember to do that a day
Yeah,
ahead. And I
so
love
too
the
much
fresh,
work.
bright green color of the frozen ones.
Yeah, so that's the way to go, easy. And I also will link below in description all ingredients we're using. Also my salad with feta and lima beans and tomato. It's also delicious and nutritious, and I'm sure you will love it. What other spices we're using for this recipe?
My go-to is adobo, because it's just got a great, well-rounded flavor profile.
And how you make that? You made that, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you make that?
It's got garlic powder, onion powder, kosher salt, black pepper, Mexican oregano,
I can smell it.
cumin,
I can smell it.
maybe some smoked paprika,
I can smell a little bit.
and maybe a couple of other things. I misplaced my recipe, sorry.
So it's very aromatic, and we're going to use generously in that spice. And I will link below in my blog in a whole recipe for this spice. And I'm pretty sure this spice we can use for many recipes, right? Because it has so much flavor, delicious. I can smell. I can probably put from now on in every of my soup. Yes.
When you make it yourself, all the ingredients are a lot fresher than if you get store-bought.
Yeah.
So you'll get more flavor that way
Yes,
too.
yes. And another ingredients I see we're using oregano, right? As well, just to add more flavor. And Mexican oregano, which is totally different. By the way, if you never experienced, smell side by side, and you will know how different they are. And we both want, right? And another ingredient is cumin. I have only cumin seeds and not powder, so we're going to grind a little bit. But if you have powder, that will save your time. You probably use powder, right? It's faster that way.
Well, all that's in here, so I make this ahead of time so I can just measure and go. But I do want, today I do want more flavor than just
Yeah, but we'll just add a little bit just to boost more flavor, because we're going to serve with plain rice, and it usually helps to build up more flavor to accomplish plain rice and serve as complete meal, right? Let's do it.
Okay, I fill the bottom of my Instapot up with oil, 4 to 6 tablespoons, and then add 2 cups of the frozen seasoning blend here. Dig it out. 1. Look at that, it's all chopped up. I didn't have to chop up any of that. Instapot now has tons of different models, and previously the saute couldn't be customized, but now you can. So if you tend to burn things like this, you need the Instapot that has a customizable saute setting. Okay, so we want to get this going until the onions start getting translucent, and you can hardly even see the oil now. But using that good fat makes it taste good. There we go. We want to cook off some of this water before we put seasonings in. So let it steam away for a bit. Just keep it stirring, keep it moving. If you don't, you might burn it. And it's fine if you get a little Maillard reaction going. That always helps the flavor in my book. But you won't get it until you get the water cooked off a little bit. There's less steam coming from the veggies. You see that? And the oil is starting to go back into the pan after I've brought it all together over here. I'm going to give that a little more oil so we can keep moving.
A little bit more olive oil?
Yeah.
Healthy dose of olive oil is never hurt, right? Or butter.
Butter.
So we go with the spice.
1 tablespoon of adobo seasoning. This you do not want to burn. Oh, smell that.
The rest of this spice.
So when you see the oil changing color, see the oil turning yellow, that's when you know you're getting those spices to bloom out.
Oh yeah. Turmeric, right? Do you want to add a little bit more of
Okay, I'm gonna
let me grind for you.
turn this off for now so we don't burn. All right, and we're gonna start stirring and incorporating.
So how much water we need to add?
It's flexible, honestly. You can do
Depends
as
on
little
the
as
recipe.
4 cups. You can do as much as 2 quarts. Half broth, half water.
Okay.
But half the time I make it with water, nobody notices there's no broth.
So you can add broth if you want, right?
Oh yeah.
So
A ham hock,
Okay, so
turkey legs.
or regular chicken stock would be work, right? So if you're not vegetarian, you can add. Basically, you can add any liquid you wish, and as much as you wish. If you like to eat on thick side, add little. If you like to eat like a soup, add more.
There we go. That's probably about 4 cups. All right, now we're going to use the pressure cook beans setting. There we go. Beans. Enter. Start. Should put the lid on first. There we go.
What next after we saute, add in liquid and beans, and now it seems like ready to go? What next?
It's on pressure cook setting for beans, and the cook time is 30 minutes. It might take 15 to 20 minutes to get up to pressure. The thing is, if you want to get this done more quickly, you need to use less water. And you could even use hot water. Preheat the water in the kettle before you put it in. That will decrease the time it's sitting in the pot getting up to pressure. Now it's cooked for about 30 minutes on high pressure. Pressure has released. Now that it's cooked for 30 minutes, we're going to cook it a little bit more on saute setting.
Just to get liquid out. That's why
Cooking off the
that's why
liquid.
we're cooking with open lid, right? On saute
Yeah. The liquid's getting more creamy
and thicker.
and thicker. That's what you want. Probably going to need to add some more salt. Here we go.
Can I get that?
Definitely needs more salt.
A little bit. But at this point, I think it's cooked and very soft and creamy, delicious, and we're going to serve over the rice. And how you usually serve? You do on bottom rice, right?
I like my rice on bottom. My husband likes his rice on top.
Okay. All right, and now nice healthy dose of rice.
Oh,
and
do you have some hot sauce?
Yes.
Yes, please.
And now it's time to dig in. A little bit of rice. So good.
I like that.
It's not overly hot, the one I made. It's wonderful. It's lovely. I love it. I hope you will do this recipe soon, and bye. See you next time.